Hello guys. Today is I think day 7 of me doing those questions. So today I'm going to do the intersection one and the plus one. So this one basically there are two arrays, and what I need to do is to take the common numbers out from these two arrays. And for this one, like 4 and 9 are the common arrays, so I take them out here. And the first thing comes to my mind is using a frequency counter, and I take the frequency of each word here. And then I'll loop, after looping over this array, I'll compare this array by adding a new object in that object, that frequency counter object. And if they are the same, if that's already a value inside of that frequency counter, then I minus the frequency. And if the frequency is bigger than 0, then it means they are overlapped. Then I just push them in a new array. If it's smaller than 0, then I just ignore it. If it doesn't exist or is smaller than 0, then we just ignore it. So let's do that. Firstly, we need a frequency counter as it's an object. So frequency object. And then we need an intersection array. Intersection windows. Intersection array. Then we'll loop the first one. It's 1. I use the for each dot for each and number. What am I doing? And what I need to do is to store them in the frequency counter. So frequency, let's say now that exists. We use a ternary operation. And if it exists, we say frequency norm is plus plus. Otherwise, we just say frequency norm is equal to 1. And then we loop over the second one, just see if it's already being stored. So for each norm, we say frequency norm if it's bigger than 0. So we use a if block. If it's bigger than 0, then we push that into the intersection. So intersection push. No. Yeah. Otherwise, and then we just minus frequency by 1. Frequency. Otherwise, we don't do anything, right? Yeah, we just ignore the number otherwise. So in that case, we can return the intersection. Let's see. Okay, frequency knob. Let's see. Alright, that works. So we can submit it, accept it. Okay, that one's down. And the second one, it took me a while. Firstly, I thought I'm gonna use a recursion. So let's see. Let's say we have a really large integer. You know, JavaScript doesn't work with large integer, but right now I think it can work with large integer now. But in this case, they just store the large integer in a array instead. And so for this one is 123, and we store it separately, and we want to add 1. And if it's not 9, if there's no 9 here, it's quite easy. But the only problem is if there's a 9, we need to put this one at first, and then this one's gonna be 0. So from 9 to 10 is not easy. As long as there's a 9, it should be a little bit, we need to think about that one. So what I'm gonna do is, firstly, I thought we're gonna use some kind of recursion to do it, but it's still complicated. The best way would be to check the last one and set the last one to 0. And if every last one is 0, is 9, then we unshift the 1 at the beginning of the array. So what we're gonna do is we loop from the end of the array to the beginning and check if this is 9, if this is 9. If this is not 9, then we +1 and return the array. If this is 9, then we go to the next one and add 1. Put this 0 and add 1. Okay, we don't add this one. So I think I haven't think this whole thing really through, but I'm gonna do along the way. If it's gonna be clearer. All right. So let's say const. Let's say we just loop that one. Loop that one from the end to the beginning. It's equal to digits dot -1. It's bigger or equal to 0. Minus. If the digits I is smaller than 9, then what I'm gonna do is just return it. We set the digits, the last word digits. So digits I is equal to, just add 1. Then we just return digits. That's easy. And otherwise, we just set that to 0. So digits is equal to 0. Because we returned it here, then we don't need that else. That will still work. Finally, we just return digits and shift add the 1. Let me think about it. So basically, if it's smaller than 9, then we add 1 to it. Otherwise, we set it to 0. And if everything's 9, it won't get out of this. It can't get out of this for loop, otherwise it will return anyway. So only the case that every single digit is 9, we will do this. And maybe we need to consider an edge case as well, like not containing anything. So we have a edge case to consider as well. I'll just say this. 0 to 0, then we return 1 like this. I think that should work. My computer is so slow. Pending. Great. I think it should work. I guess I cannot do it because that doesn't return anything, I think. So digits. Yeah, that's it. Thanks guys, that's for today. And tomorrow I'm gonna do those move zeros, 2 sums, those 2. See you guys tomorrow.